It's demo day. Before we build, we gotta destroy it. Let's get it. This demo is costing me. So by the end of today, we're gonna have this thing all the way down. Right now, we're about halfway there. Day 2, I'm gonna come back and show y'all once we get this thing cleaned all the way up. Hey, let me hit that one time, son. That's fun. Gotta have fun with this, bro. So it's probably gonna take us a day to tear all this down and probably another day to dump, the material don't just disappear. I wish it did, but we gotta dump this too. So that's also a cost. Y'all can probably see the angle a little more, the hill a little better from this angle. What we gonna do is cut this hill down, have us a nice backyard. We got a big 10,000 square foot house going on this property, so the new house that I'm putting on this property pretty much go sit in the same spot that this home that we tearing down, but it's pushed back a little bit. So the back side of the new house is gonna end probably about right here where I'm standing at. Basically where I'm standing at right here, you can see I'm probably about 4 to 5 feet above that ground level there. So that's pretty much what we go cut. So whenever we cut this out, it's gonna leave, we're gonna push some of this dirt up and we're gonna cut this out. And pretty much in order to hold that dirt back, we're gonna have to put another retaining wall. So we're gonna have probably a 4 to 5 foot retaining wall about right here. And then up here is just gonna be like green space, stuff like that. And however far we decide to come up the hill, that determines how high our retaining wall is. Where I'm at right now is probably, if you look at the house and look at where my feet is, and look at where the ground level finished floor elevation is on that house, I'm probably about 9 feet, probably like 8 or 9 feet above it. So if we was to cut all of this down, our retaining wall is gonna be 8, 9 feet, maybe 10 feet high. So obviously the higher the retaining wall, the more money you go spend. The bigger the cut, the more money you go spend. And that's more opportunity for you to run into rock. Like I said, rock costs some money. So we definitely want to stay away from going way up the hill, and honestly, we don't need to because we got a bunch of side yard. But we gonna get into it. Like once we get the house down, we gonna start cutting all this, and depending on how it look, that's gonna determine how far back we'll come. But this lot is 300 feet wide. We got yard for days all over here, so y'all just gotta have a little vision with me. The pool is gonna go like right there. Other than that, we got all this side yard over here. Go for days, go way back there. I know y'all probably thinking, how much does this cost me? Before we get into it, we're gonna get into the numbers. So it's costing me $24,000 to tear this house down, to tear down the 35 trees. It cost me $25,000. So before I even start framing or doing anything with the house, I'm already in this for additional $50K from what I bought the lot for. And that don't even include what we're gonna do whenever we make that cut. So I'm anticipating 6 figures worth of site work before I ever even start building on the house. So, of course, that's something I calculate on the front end. And at the end of the day, whenever I run my numbers, whenever I budget how much the property is gonna cost, whenever I'm calculating my build costs, it's everything. Some people, they leave out their site work. They leave out their holding fees, their interest fees, their sale costs. No, whenever I plug deals into my pro forma, I put a screenshot of it right here. You get that when you're on the inside of Triple L. But whenever I plug these deals into this pro forma, I put in my numbers, and then it lets me know what I'm gonna make. And if I'm comfortable with that number, I buy the deal, Whenever I plug this one in, that number made me super excited, I'm telling you. With that being said, what's important? You have to be able to create a budget. You have to be able to know what your build cost is on the deal, and also not just knowing your build cost, but also you need to know what you could build on the property. So whenever I'm analyzing the deal, whenever I'm breaking down the deal, take for instance this one. I got this deal out the MLS, by the way, y'all. I bought it, it was listed on the market. I offered a couple $100,000 less than what it was listed at. We got it contracted. But what do I do whenever I first look at a deal? First thing I do is I want to determine what can I build on it. Because every property isn't the same. It's not zoned the same. Every exit strategy is not the highest and best, and I want the highest and best. So, for example, I got properties that I'm building 8 properties on one lot because the zoning allows it. So I check the zoning to see what I could build on the property. Once I know 1 house, 2 houses, whatever, what I could build, now I could use that data to reverse engineer what is it going to be worth. What is the ARV, the after repair value? So once I come up with an after repair value, which on this one, $5 million, I want to buy it at a certain percentage of what I could sell the house for. Okay? So, I'm gonna say it again. Make sure you determine what you could build on it, because then once you know what you could build, you determine what it's worth, the ARV, and then once you know how much it's gonna cost to get there, that's how you reverse engineer the whole deal, and you know before you even start to an accurate degree how much money you're gonna make. You feel me? So I don't touch a deal unless I could justify a 20% plus profit on the deal on the front end. So if I put my numbers in my calculator and it gives me a 10%, 15% profit, I'm not buying that property at that price. I'm going in and negotiating the land at a price to where I can make a 20+% profit on the deal. All right, so it's a little numbers breakdown on this one. I said we took a quick intermission right quick. Right now we got one-on-ones with our builder circle clients, coaching them on their deals so they could get to demoing the houses down, tearing them down and stuff like that. So y'all stay tuned as our clients, we start rolling out their success, because it's one thing to get success for yourself. When you help others create massive success, that's what it's all about. So y'all stay tuned. All right, Samantha, whenever you put those layers on, what did you see?
I've got a really dark line going through like the front of the elevation.
Hit the sub list and then click all those boxes on the sub list. Brooke, say what's up to the camera. So Brooke joined the builder circle. We're onboarding her right now. Y'all stay tuned, bro. I'm telling y'all, we about to be rolling out some successful students. Again, the goal is for them to get to this point. Right now, we're getting ready to tear down this house, getting ready to build on it, go vertical. Like I said, it's one thing to do it yourself, but it's another thing to show others how to do it. So, a lot of multitasking, shooting content, getting the YouTube content out there for y'all. This free. So I'm putting out free content for y'all. Brooke paid to be on these one-on-one calls and stuff like that. So just imagine if you got value out of this video and everything we talking about here, just imagine what we talking about on these one-on-one conversations. Cause I ain't gonna give y'all too much of what we talking about. Now get out of here.
Shout out to the boss man, Abram.
Back to it. He trying to say I broke the machine. I ain't break the machine, bro. I broke this for real, son.
Hello. Hey, you up there yet? You got the wrong size.
He said nothing broke. All right, we good. I thought I broke some shit. That was about to cost me more money. Half a house. That shit crazy. Shout out to Wilson and Sons, though. They always take care of us on our demo. What's exciting about this one, we about to do something I never did before. He done it before, but we about to cut this lot off, so. Yes, sir. How fast y'all think I could get over there? How fast? How many seconds? Y'all know I ran a 4.40. Y'all ready? Bang. All right, look, right now what we're looking at is our site plan. So, got a lot of information on here that y'all probably don't know. Pretty much this document tells us what to do. So I had to spend a bunch of money, hired a civil engineer, and that engineer put together this plan for me, So that's what I love about building. It ain't just you, Whenever I was wholesaling, I pretty much had to do everything. Of course, I built a sales team, but I wasn't working with real estate experts. Whenever you building, everyone plays their role. Like this man here, he tearing down the house. I'm not tearing down the house, you feel me? My engineer, he's making sure my house is laid out in the right location. He making sure my retaining wall is structurally correct. I didn't go to school for that. He went to school for that, My framers, HVAC, plumbing, and so on and so on, So whenever it comes to building a house, it's all hands on deck. You feel me? And this is why I love it, because I could work at scale because I'm working with a team. I'm working with experts and professionals. So Marcus want us to stake out the cut. So Basically, I had this stake so I could know what trees was in the way, which ones was hanging over the house potentially. So we tore down a bunch of trees all throughout here. But pretty much what Marcus is asking is for us to stake out what we're cutting. So pretty much putting, having my team engineers come out here and put pins around where he could cut. Prior planning prevents poor performance, y'all. We don't just get out here and do things blindly without, preparing the right way, because what I've learned is you could try to rush through things and not hire the necessary or right people, and you go pay for it on the back end. You might get it done, when you want it to, but it always come back around, So what I've found, sometimes it's better to slow down. Sometimes it's better to wait till they come out here and stake it so we could do it right the first time, because I'm going to be honest, I don't like doing more than once. Really ain't got time for it. Once we get that staked out, we'll make this cut. Once we cut it, we'll have this lot ready, So my goal right now, it's the beginning of September. I know that in Nashville, it starts getting cold, wet, snowy during like November, like as we get into those winter months. And that's not ideal for construction, especially the front end of construction. Whenever you gotta dig your foundation, you're dealing with dirt, soil, mud, you're dealing with concrete. Those things do not hold up well in cold conditions. Just think of it. Whenever it snows or whenever it freezes and it gets on the concrete, it gets inside the cracks and it expands it, and now you can have a compromised foundation. So my goal is to get this house torn down, get all this site work done before the weather starts getting bad so we could get our foundation done and pretty much frame this house and close it up so then now we don't have any weather interruptions, That's a regional thing, Some builders live in regions where they have the luxury of not dealing with cold weather, So you got to know your market, you got to know your region. For that reason, you got to know how to line up your projects. It's very important. For instance, last year on my big project, I dropped a video touring the 8-build project. I know y'all watched that. If you didn't, go back and watch the video that I just recently posted, touring the 8-build. But at that project, we started that one in December during the winter time. So we was able to get the first 4 homes foundation framed up, but we had like 30 days of straight freezing weather, below 20 degrees, snow, like just terrible weather in Nashville. That literally stopped us for 30 days on the other 4 properties. Like we couldn't even get started on them, So you could be sitting there at the mercy of the weather if you don't, actively time it out right. From me being through that, I know, okay, look, y'all, we ain't got time to waste. Sometimes you'll buy a property and sit on it a little bit and slow walk it. This one, too much money on the line. Let's tear this thing down. Let's get the trees out of here. Let's get this lot cut, and let's get our foundation rolling. We gotta make that money. Let's get it. This right here, man, this kind of scares me. We got some rock right here. So you can already see, man, it's a possibility we get digging in here, we gonna hit this rock. So soil, easy. You could just dig that up. Rock, not as easy. Those machines don't just dig rock up. Sometimes you gotta get the little jackhammer machine and literally beat that rock out. It's not ideal because it takes time, you know what I'm saying? It just takes time to literally chip away at rock, and he gonna charge me for that, And then on top of that, we can't use rock to backfill, so now we gotta dump it. And now we got dump fees, So please, 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 God, don't let us run into rock. But it's all good. I ain't scared of nothing, man. I was talking to my trainer the other day, and he was talking to me about, what I had going on. And I told him we had this deal specifically. It was before I closed on it. And he'll just ask me about it, and I just started talking to him about some of the unknowns, which is, rock. I've never done a cut of this magnitude, and I've never built a $6 million house. I've built multi-million-dollar houses, but at the end of the day, I am entering into an unknown. And he asked me, he was like, so why you do the deal? You know what I'm saying? He was like, you didn't consult any of your mentors, you didn't talk to anybody? I said, well, that's the exciting part. What's fun about doing stuff you can do already? You know what I mean? I got my stuff that low risk, I know what I can do already, but I like to enter into the unknown because that's how you grow. You know what I mean? I said this deal would separate me from your normal developer, from your normal general contractor, builder, whatever you want to call me. I'm the general contractor, I'm the builder, I'm the owner of this shit, full circle. But once I do this, now I separate myself from all the other people that's never dealt with a situation like this, which is extensive site work, cutting it out, dealing with rock, hiring engineers, doing retaining walls. And at the end of the day, even though I've never done it, this is why I love construction so much, because they have. the team around me has, you know? So my engineer, I hire the best engineers. I hire people and spend the money. So I know that I got stamped engineer plans, and I know my team is gonna follow this plan to a T. Some people, they like to get into these projects and just eyeball it and do it on their own, and hey, that might work for them. That ain't working for me, you know? So even though I'm getting into something I've never done before, I am well prepared, you know? So when he asked me, he was like, why you get into it? I said, that's the exciting part, you know? Because once I get on the other side of this, that's another glass ceiling I broke through. I challenge everybody that's watching this, put yourself in positions where you might not necessarily know the outcome. You have that level of fear. You know, most of y'all, when you get a little scared, you run away. When your mind tell you negative thoughts, you quit. Me, I step in that shit. I stand on all 10 because I know whenever I enter into the unknown and I get on that other side, it's how you grow, bro. What they said, what don't kill you make you stronger. So these are the type of things that happen on site. Everything ain't peaches and cream, so got a little technical difficulty with the machine. Probably done held us up for about 45 minutes so far, but it's all good. We gonna get it done. So getting the machine back up and running, but nah, this whole house gonna be gone by the end of the day. And then by the end of the day tomorrow, all the brick, all the excess material, the roof, all that stuff will be hauled off and dumped at a site. And never to be seen again, over with. We back up and running? All right, let's roll.
Are you gonna build a house right where this one is?
Yeah, right here.
Right here,
So kind of where we're standing is gonna be like so it's gonna have a porte cochere type of look,
Okay, yeah.
where you drive up under.
Is this one of your biggest properties you've done?
Yeah, this is the biggest. I mean, I got a $10 million deal,
Oh, you do?
but it's 8 houses. It's not
okay.
one singular, so that one, boom. So that's in East Nashville.
Okay.
So I'm doing 8 of them over there. So that's actually my biggest value-wise project. But as far as one house, yeah, it's a big one, you know. This one's.
What do you anticipate asking for? Do you have any idea?
Between probably 5 to 6.
5 to 6?
It depends. That one next door sold for 5.3. So
Right there?
not the one directly.
The one next to it.
The one that they're building. Yeah.
5.6?
5.3.
Sold for that?
It's pre-sold.
Pre-sold for that.
So the owner already put up non-refundable earnest money.
Wow,
and
that's crazy. That's good.
So this one we'll test the market somewhere 5, 6. It just depends on what exactly finishes we put in there.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll put you in your next house. So yeah, we like to maintain a good relationship with the neighbors. A lot of times they all nosy, they come check you out. I don't have a problem with it. I'll probably do the same thing. If I live next door, then all of a sudden you see somebody coming over here, tearing down, dropping trees on the house. He came talk, introduce himself. Once we start building, my project managers will make sure to exchange contact info. But yeah, maintain good relationships with the neighbors as much as you can. Sometimes they be doing too much though, so control what you can control. We back, we up and running. House was ducking that smoke, but we back, let's get it. If you found any value in this video, please like, share, comment, subscribe. But also, most importantly, if you're interested in getting into construction, if you're interested in just getting into real estate and taking that first step, whether it's wholesaling, whether it's doing large development deals like this, Triple M got you. We have a large community of not just me, but other successful investors that started off wholesaling, or they started off doing fix and flips. They've transitioned into construction, or like I said, they started from not doing a deal at all and just got their feet wet and made their first dollar in real estate. We got you. Hit the link for $997. We got pre-recorded courses. We have bi-weekly live Zoom training sessions where you get all your questions answered, things like that. And we have numerous tools, numerous documents, numerous resources to help you out. Not only the YouTube content that I put out for free, but also exclusive content that never even make it to YouTube. You get access to that. And for anybody that's watching this that's already a part of Triple M, keep leaning in. We got you, we support you. Tap into the resources. And at the end of the day, man, I'm not any different than y'all. So y'all lean into it, start with one, and then scale from there. Let's get it.
It's all about progress, you can't stop now. Take a step every day, look back and see miles. Can make it to the top if you stop looking at the ground. Today, smile on my face, may not go my way. Still got my faith, so I'll be okay.